Hi, I'm Ambry and this is Ambry's Corner and welcome back to my channel. Hi, if you're a new viewer, watcher, subscriber, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, watcher, subscriber, welcome back. I'm sorry y'all, my mouth is watering. Welcome back. So today I do have another video for y'all. Today is a story time, and it's a two-in-one. It's a two-in-one story time, and both of them take place when I was kind of young. So yeah, I attempted to do these two videos separate, but they're short. One of them is short, too short to be in a video on its own. So I just decided to make it one, and you know, we got a little two-in-one situation going on here. So let's just get into this video. So if you would like to know about these two story times, then stick around. Let's get into it. Alright, so what can I say? When I was younger, I was a much when I was a child, I was a much outgoing child than I am an adult. Like, I don't know what happened from the moment I was a little girl to now, but I did the whole complete 360. Like, I ain't just like I was when I was younger. I probably got like some of my same, you know, things, like little tweaks and stuff like that. But some things I don't have anymore. Like I remember just being a lot more outgoing when I was younger, being a lot more fearless when I was younger than I am right now. Like right now, I'm a little bit more fearless now. I can say now I am, but when I was in high school and in my early 20s, oh yo, that was the farthest thing from what I was. The farthest. I was a very cautious and meticulous person. Like I didn't make moves without thinking them through. You know what I mean? I think I'm still like that in some ways. Like I'm like that where it counts. Like I don't make financial moves if I know that I can't do it if I can't do it for myself. You know what I mean? But I'm always thinking like, okay, well, I can put myself in a place to be like this. All I have to do is work for it. And so that's my mindset now. Like, nothing is impossible for me. It's just a matter of, am I willing to do the work that's necessary to achieve those goals? That's how I am now. And I've proven to myself time and time again that yes, I am very capable of achieving any goal that I set my mind to. I just need to prove it to myself, and I have a couple times. And but that's not what this is about. This video is about when I was a lot less fearless. I'm a lot more fearless than I am now. So let's get so this story takes place when I was in, well, the first one takes place when I was in elementary school. And I kind of lied to y'all a little bit. So I told y'all that I had never had a boyfriend. And that's true. I have never had a boyfriend in the sense that I've been in a relationship with somebody. I haven't. I've talked to people. I've talked to guys. I might have been in like a momentary relationship, meaning I was in a relationship for a moment. But I have never been like in like a real relationship. But this to me, it doesn't count, but then it kind of does, because he was like the first boy that I think in my head ever liked me back and I liked him back. So I feel like this was like kind of like, maybe it wasn't even like, maybe we were just friends, but you know, I kind of feel like it counts. To me, it kind of counts, but it doesn't count. Anyway, when I was in elementary school, I had just transferred over to like a regular school, because before I went to elementary school, I was actually in the nursery, and that's where I attended my pre-K classes at. When I got promoted to kindergarten, I actually ended up going to another school, elementary school. I'm not gonna say the name of this elementary school because it doesn't matter, and it still exists now, so I would not do that. But my first year there, it was a lot different than what I was used to. I was around a lot more kids, a lot more kids, older kids, younger kids. I think at this point my oldest cousin was at this school, but he was in his last year. He was getting ready to go to middle school the next year. And so I don't remember much about this point in my life. I remember bits and pieces of this. So I'm going to try to get as much out of it as I can. But what I do remember is that when I first entered my kindergarten classroom, they had it was like a whole lot. I remember the moment I walked into like my nursery school, cuz I the moment I stepped into the classroom, I started bawling my eyes out. I did not want to leave. My mom was like, my mom, I didn't cry, but like when my mama left me, that's when like it came down. Like the moment she left me, it just all fell. Like I want my mama. I mean, everybody. I think every child that gets out, they be crying. But I think at this point I was a little bit more prepared. I was a little bit more of a pro because I had already done it at nursery. Like I would bye mama at nursery. So when I went to elementary school, it was like bye mama, see you later, like that. That's how it was for me. And I was at that nursery school for about a year, and then I transferred over to an actual school. So if I'm right, I took the school bus my first day. I took the school bus. I took the school bus with my oldest cousin, and I think maybe my youngest cousin. No, I don't think she came. No, yes she did. Yeah, me and her started the elementary school together. So me and her took the bus and we sat together, and my oldest cousin was with us, and he was in the 5th grade. Remember, y'all? So he was almost he was like a preteen turning into a little teen. He was a preteen. He wasn't quite a teen yet, but he was a preteen. So he was about to leave that school and head to the middle school. So we was in separate classes. So I don't remember I think I remember who my teacher was, but I'm not sure, so I'm not gonna even say who my teacher was, but I think I remember. But I remember the moment I walked in this classroom. And the moment I walked in this classroom, I think I met my best friend in this classroom. What was my best friend? I can do like a little story time on that person. We're not friends no longer, but she was my best friend back then, and for a long time after that she was my best friend. But I met her, and then I met some people. I met another girl that I would see again later when I went to my second elementary school, because I had to repeat the 5th grade. I come across her there also, and I come across her again at the other school. So it's you gonna see a lot of these characters, they pop back up in my life, like sporadically. They pop back up in different parts of my life. I always see these people again. I don't know why. That's just like the life I live. People that I've met before, I see them, I always come across them again. Always. It never fails. Some kind of way they always get entwined or thrown back into my life. It never fails. And I don't know why, but it happens. So I meet her. I think I'm getting some things confused, because I'm thinking I met my best friend, so maybe I was in the 1st grade. And that's what I met my best friend when I was in the 1st grade. I met him in kindergarten. So the moment I entered the classroom, we sit outside the classroom, we had to take pictures, we did all that kind of, and they show us our desks and our cubbies, and where we put our bags at every day, and where we put our coats and jackets at every day. Just like where we pick up our assignments, or where we pick up graded assignments. It show us all of that. It show us the rules of classroom. When I was in elementary school, they had this big old colored paper, and it was basically like a light, and it was red light, yellow light, green light. So green light meant good. You was good behavior. Yellow light means you been good, but you ain't been great. You could be better. Now, at any point in the day, you can get switched back from, yellow light. You can always get switched back from yellow light. But red light means you been awful, boo. You are a horrible child. Nah. But it means you ain't been, your best self that day. That what red light mean. You ain't been your best self. You could be a lot better, and you could do better. And we know you can do better. That's why you're on red light. So that's the worst. And usually when you at red light, you kind of have to redeem yourself big time. So, but it always starts back over, you know, at the end of the week. I think at the next day or the end of the week. So I think you had like 3 picks with your name on it. No, it was 1 pick. You had like this little clothes pick. No, what you used to hang the clothes out to dry. One of those. A pen I pick. A clothespin. And so they would stick it onto the board, and like everybody would start on green. And throughout the day, depending on how you acted, would depend on whether you stayed on green or not. I remember, I think I ended up on yellow a couple times. I never actually made it to red. But I did get in trouble once. I can recall me ever getting in trouble in school. I think I had just started, and I was a little chatterbox. That's just who I am. I like to talk. I was a chatterbox, and I think I talked most of the day. I wasn't a bad student, but I talked a lot, and that's my problem now. I talk a lot, a lot. I'm not a bad student. I'm not I never really get disciplinary, even at work. Like, my boss tell me that, I need to talk a little less, and I do work, but I'm loud, and sometimes it's not very professional. But I'm a good worker though. I get that. Like, I'm a good worker, but I'm loud. That's all. I can't help it. It's just the country in me. I'm just a loud person. I've always been like that. I've always been a very, especially when I'm comfortable around you, I'm always a very loud, outgoing person when I'm comfortable and I know you. And that's a compliment to you if I'm like that to you. I feel like. And that's what I told my boss. And she's like, oh no, you don't do that. I said, that's because I like you. That's because, like, we vibe. You remind me of somebody. She reminds me of, like, my mama and my auntie. That's why I do her like that, because she reminds me of them. But it's all just playful. I know, like, how far to go with her. I would never, like, disrespect her, for real. I always know my limits and where I stand, so I try to stay within those boundaries, because she's still my boss. But I'm a little bit more playful with her. I can't help it. Most of my coworkers don't like to work with her. I love just because I know I'm gonna have a good time when I'm working with her. I always do. It never fails. But this guy. Let's get to the guy, because I ain't talked about him yet. But this guy, he was in his class. So I'm saying at first he was all over another little girl. I don't remember. I think I remember her name, but I'm not gonna say her name. I think that might be right, but I'm not going to say it loud. But he was all of her, and she was pretty. She had, like, really dark hair. She was very pretty. She was a very pretty little girl. He was all over her at first. That was his friend. I don't know what happened, but his sights got swooped on to me. I don't know what happened, how it happened. But I remember, like, we used to have, like, little sleeping bags. And mine was Winnie the Pooh. They actually had like a catalog where you can order the sleeping bags from. And mine was Winnie the Pooh. And we had like these little mats. And we would take the mats and we would put our sleeping bags on them. And we would take naps in class. And I remember he used to always sleep next to her. And I remember it. And somehow one day, it was like, he just like, you interested. We're going to be friends now. So we became friends. I started following him everywhere. What you don't know is that he has an older brother. And they actually used to ride the bus with me. So every afternoon I sit with him, and his older brother would sit across from us. And his older brother used to always pick at him, and it used to make him so mad. I remember that. It used to make him so mad. He used to get so irritated when his brother used to pick at him. But I'd be sitting over there laughing because I thought he was funny. Like, to be honest, I just thought he was funny. So, one day, I guess his brother had made him really mad. He started crying. And so, he got so mad that when I tried to tell him, he said, leave me alone. And I don't want to sit next to him. He stopped sitting next to me. So, after that point, we had stopped being friends. And, like, it was a wrap. The relationship was over. I called him my kindergarten boyfriend because for like that whole year I was glued to his side. Like I from the moment he started talking to me to the moment like after he stopped, I was glued to his side. Like that's who I talked to. I don't remember what happened after that, but things like shifted and he didn't want to talk to me no more. So let's get into the next story. So this one is another relationship, and this takes place in nursery school. I'm so embarrassed. Oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. So when I was in nursery school, I was in a love triangle, y'all. I don't know how it happened, but I was in a love triangle, okay? And it was funny how I was in. Oh, I forgot to mention to y'all. I never ran into this guy specifically again, but I did run to his grandmama. My kindergarten boyfriend, I ran to his grandmama. When I started my GED classes, she was actually a student there, and she was talking to me about her grandchildren and what they did, and she talking about one of them is like he don't live here no more, but he doing he like a computer nerd. He like work with computers and stuff like that. He make like good money. He don't even live there anymore, but he always like sending her stuff and just doing stuff for her. And I was like, oh, for real? And I was like, oh. And I said, what's one of your grandson's name? And she said the oldest brother. I said, oh, he sound familiar. And then she said her youngest. She said, I got another grandson too. I said, oh, what's his name? And then she said his name, and I said, oh. I said, what's his last name? And she told me. I said, I know your grandson. I know both of them actually. And I was telling her about how I knew them in elementary school and how we had class together, how he was my best friend. Then one day he just stopped wanting to be around me. And she's like, for real? I was like, yeah. She's like, and then she was like, oh, I'll call him. I said, nah, you ain't gotta do all that. It's good. But I remember him. I didn't think he remembered me, and I didn't care if he did or not. But anyway, so, this happened when I was in elementary school. So I was in the love triangle when I was in elementary school, y'all. Don't ask me how it happened, but it happened. So basically, there was this little girl, and there was a little boy. I don't know. I guess the little boy had started being nice to me. He had started like being real nice to me. We used to talk all the time, and we would play together. Well, yeah, that's how it starts. We was always playing. We was always talking. And we would always hang out on the playground or wherever. And then she came in as like a new student. And when she came in, she instantly latched on him. Like, she basically took my friend. And when she took him, she basically told him, she said, oh, well, you can't hang out with her no more because you my friend now. And so after it just like became like this whole big thing. Like anytime he would get caught talking to me, she'd come over there and take him like, come on, let's go over here and let's go play on the swings, or let's go here and slide. She's all right, leave her, or whatever. Like she just take him and leave. Like it was a all out battle. And I remember one day on the playground, I don't know why, but I said, you need to choose. Like which one of us is it going to be? Is it going to be me or her? Well, he chose her. I'm not heartbroken. But the thing about it was he still kept coming around to talk to me. Like he still like would talk to me every now and then. Like we still have conversations. But like he had like literally solidified that he chose her. That was his new, playground girlfriend. I'ma call it what it was, a playground girlfriend, because that's what we were, playground girlfriends. And I call it a love triangle. Me and this girl was basically like feuding for his attention. Like anytime he be talking to her, I'll come over and get him and make him come play with me. Anytime to him, she'll come over and get him and make him come play with her. Like it was always like that for a long time. And so then eventually, like I said, I ended up going to like another school after that year there. And I ended up going to like another school, and she actually ended up moving away later. I don't think we become back friends because I think after that I think I make another friend. I don't remember, but I ended up making another friend. And she ends up moving away, but she ends up coming back, and we come across each other again in elementary school when I was when I was in elementary school, and I can't remember if it was in kindergarten. I think it might have been in kindergarten. And that's when I was wrapped up in my kindergarten boyfriend. And when she came in, she used to get mad with me because I didn't want to sit and talk to her. Like, she used to be like, "Why you don't want to talk to me?" Like, sis, I remember you, and you used to try to fight me over my friend. Like, no, I don't want to sit and talk to nothing about with you. We ain't got nothing to talk about. I remember everything. Yeah, I'm like an elephant. I don't forget anything. I remember all this, and I'm like 27 years old, and I remember like distinct memories of things that happened when I was this young. We talking about preschool and elementary school. It's been some years since the last time I seen the inside of an elementary school or a preschool. Okay, it been some years. So the fact that I remember this and I remembered that, and I didn't want shit to do with her because of that. It's funny to me how that happened. I hope it don't mean anything, but you never know with that. For a long time, it's kind of fun. I attempted to tell him before, but I guess I wasn't in the mood and I was tired. But I felt like coming home and telling him. Like, and it's kind of funny that I think about it just because I was so young and I was being grown like that. Even though we was just friends, we would just play, but still. Me and this little girl be arguing over this little boy like somebody crazy. I remember that. Y'all, even then I couldn't do that. Y'all, they couldn't do nothing with me. Not nothing with me. But yep. That is the story about my love triangle and my elementary school boyfriend. And I'm sorry I lied to y'all about never having a boyfriend. Which, technically, I never did really have a boyfriend. He was just my friend. But I think of him like that just because, like, he was the first guy I remember actually ever showing me attention. And there's another story about another guy that I kind of stalked in elementary school. But we'll talk about that another day, a whole another day. That's for another day, not today. I think that happened like the second grade. I forget what grade happened, but I stalked this little boy. Stalked him for a minute, and he ends up irritating me later. But that's another story for another day, not today. Anyway, I'm just gonna end here because this is it for that. But like I always say, tell me what you want to see, what you want to hear, and I will do my very, very best to make it happen. Like, comment, subscribe, tell me what you think, and I'll see you next one. Mwah. Bye.